Well, prepare yourself, guys, because I was not prepared. John Wick Chapter 2, and you can almost spoiler alert. You can most likely call this the majority of the movie, like the an hour and about 45 minutes. This is John Wick Chapter 2. The first 15 minutes is a wrap up of Chapter 1, and it was an awesome way to begin the movie. I mean, you pretty much finish off exactly what how the first movie, because again, spoilers. There was another relative, and you kind of feel like it's gonna go one way. Like, he killed my brother, he killed my nephew over a fucking dog in a fucking car. I watched John Wick Part 1 right before watching Chapter 2, and even I didn't realize he never got his car back on the first one. He avenged the puppy, but he got another car. He was given another car by John Leguizamo's character, but he never got his car back. And yet, you got to tie up loose ends. This whole movie was about tying up loose ends. I mean, getting the way they pulled him back into it. I mean, like he on Part 1, he was warned that you dip even a pinky toe back in, it's pretty much almost as if this business, this lifestyle, a hand will come up and grab you and drag you back in. When you're out, stay out, because when you, for whatever reason, you're gonna get back in, it's gonna get a lot worse for you. Either you're gonna get killed, or it just never stops. Because the first movie, they thought, we got to wrap this up. It seems like maybe it felt like a one and done kind of a deal. They didn't even expect it to be as big as it got. But they blew the lid off on this one. Okay, so overall, the action was just almost exactly the same as the first one, with the same people coming back and whatnot to carry this out. But it was cranked up a little bit. Is it better than the first one? Pretty much, but it's only because, again, they cranked it up. But you knew what to expect of John Wick now, so you weren't surprised seeing everything that he was capable of. But you still had those moments where you were like, damn, damn, damn. The headshots. The one thing I love about John Wick is the repeated headshots. I go crazy. I jump or cringe, or just a tingle happens or whatever. I don't know, or an orgasm, whatever you want to call it. Every time he just gets those close-up fights, and just finishes him off with a headshot. I'm thinking the whole time, I mean, you're gonna enjoy yourself in it, and there's moments where you're like, okay, I can see this guy becoming another friend, another partner, and whatnot. You can see about 3 or 4 more movies coming out of this. You can see the way it's almost like the way Samuel L. Jackson showed up at the end of Iron Man to talk about the Avengers Initiative. It opened up a whole universe of assassins. I never thought, until I saw this movie, I never assumed that there was just so many damn assassins out there. So many. I mean, another spoiler alert, guys. When you see homeless people out in the street, don't just wait until Thanksgiving, Christmas to acknowledge their presence and give them, present, and give them something, a helping hand. Get that gold coin, help them out, give them a car or whatever. Be very, very nice to them, because you never know. These people are everywhere in this universe. If this universe was real, and with the Illuminati being out there, I mean, come on, this stuff is happening. I mean, but you'd never think that it would be as big as it can be. I mean, you see secret society movies all the time, but then you don't ever really think about how, if these things have lasted for hundreds of years, I mean, families, legacies, and things like that, dude, how many people can be involved in these things in just one city? You never know. I mean, these people are everywhere, all shapes and sizes. Speaking about sizes, another spoiler alert. When you get to the sumo wrestler scene, don't go to the bathroom. If you see the sumo wrestler, don't leave. Yeah, I said sumo wrestler. And you guys have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's the best thing about, you know, that part on the first movie when they talk about how he killed 3 people with a fucking pencil. I mean, they talked about it again on the wrap up part of the movie from part 1, where the brother of the main bad guy from part 1 tells the story again, how he's pure will and vengeance and all this stuff, almost like he's Batman almost. And he's like, he killed 3 people with the. He's like, yeah, I heard with a pencil. And he repeats it anyway with the fucking pencil, man. And the one line that I loved in this movie was that usually you hear these kind of crazy stories and people always goes, you know, the rumors that you've heard are all true, or, you know, it's been exaggerated. This dude actually says, I'm pretty sure these stories have been watered down. That's how fucking scary this guy is. I'm pretty sure they've been made. They were probably rated X or NC-17. They've probably been turned down to rated R or PG-13 on purpose, just because you don't want to really be. I don't know why you would even want to do that. I mean, do you not want to spread somebody's legend that much or that high because you get dumbasses who try to underestimate them? Probably. Maybe that's why they water it down, make him still seem human. But this guy, I don't know, man. He keeps finding ways to just beat the odds and survive. And for 2 hours, you're gonna find John getting in and out of situations. Common was I'm predicting some things, and this whole movie goes on and on and on, and you're thinking it could wrap up right here, and then you realize it's been 2 acts already, and I haven't even seen Morpheus yet. And then he shows up, and it's like, oh my god, dude, this pretty much is like another. This movie felt like 3 movies in one. That's how well it went. There's like every 45 minutes was like another movie, or every 40 minutes was a movie. It was that intense. Every act was a separate movie. That's how good this movie was, and the way it ends. And when I say the Avengers Initiative, blew it wide open, man. So kudos to these guys. Chapter 2 is great. You could easily wrap it up in a third one, maybe. And you can easily turn this into 10 movies. That's how many loose ends, threads, whatever you want. Spiderweb is probably a spiderweb expanded universe is probably the best way. A web expansion is probably the best way to describe it. That's how open wide this thing is. You're gonna have a good time, just like you had a good time watching the first one. Watch them back to back. This is another movie that you can easily watch it back to back. American Pie 2, you gotta watch them back to back. Ghostbusters 2, you can watch them back to back. You know, Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Dark Knight, watch them back to back. And then John Wick and John Wick Chapter 2. There's a few movies out there where you can watch all 3 back to back and be like, damn. Star Wars, for example. And I don't know. It feels like it's happening. If they keep on this same path, keep it low budget, keep it good. I'm hoping Daredevil's the same way. I feel like John Wick is going to give us a solid trilogy, just like Toy Story did. Yeah, I referenced Toy Story in the John Wick review. Overall, let me know what you guys think. Have you seen it? Or if you haven't, if I spoiled you, I gave you a warning. Tell me if you're ready to go see this movie. Comment, let me know what you guys think. More stuff to come on this channel. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for hitting the like button. It helps a lot. So for this channel, and if you subscribe, you're outstanding. Till next time. Another quick spoiler alert I forgot to mention. The cop from the first movie returns, and the whole thing when the shit hits the fan and he has to get called out again. He's like, "Hey, John, working again?" There's got to be a bigger role for this guy in the next film, because this dude is getting funny, and with these little scenes of his, he's got to have a bigger role. Like these little sidekick scenarios that keep getting. I'm trying to figure out who's going to be John Wick's Robin in this stuff. So maybe the cop, could be anybody, could be a lot of people. So that whole "you working again" thing, it just kills me. So prepare yourself.